So what exactly is two-pointing? Kia ora, this is Katrin from Inspire New Beginnings and 2 Points, 1 Smile. Well, the two-pointing tool or method, or in my case now, being, is a method that is very old. The original part comes from Hawaii and is over 2,000 years old and has been used by Hawaiian shaman mainly to heal physical ailments in the body. They called it kahi, the magic touch, because they used the hands on the body. The idea behind it really is, and that has been rediscovered by 2 chiropractors years ago, and they have populated the idea of two-pointing. The idea really is, first of all, to connect with the quantum field, or with all there is, or with what I call everything is light and information. The basis of the work, it happens at your mind level, your spirit level. That's where it really happens. You are actually not doing anything. You are allowing a process to happen, and the allowing can only happen when you connect with that field in a particular way. So what do these 2 points then represent? Well, our brain always needs a little structure and some concepts so it can work with something. We could basically achieve all of this by all entering the heart space, being grateful and letting go. However, if you've never done anything like this, even the word heart space might be a foreign concept. You don't know how to get there and how to do this. So therefore, I kind of sometimes explain a little bit so your brain can think, okay, this is how it works. It's not necessarily completely how it works, but your brain has a concept. If your brain is relaxed, then all the process can happen a lot faster, and your body is completely relaxing because your brain is not constantly asking questions, basically. So now, 2 points. One represents the so-called problem, or what I like to call the blocked energy. And the second point is representing the solution to this blocked energy to be released so the energy can flow freely again. That's what basically two-pointing is. By allowing this process, by allowing the energy to flow, not necessarily saying how this is supposed to work or what the outcome will be, by just allowing this, by having a representation, this is the problem, this is the solution, or a solution, because there are always many, and by allowing this process, the energy flows again. So in a blocked state, whether your blocked state sits somewhere in your emotional body, in your mental body, in your physical body, or in your spiritual body, the problem is showing itself as in your physical body as an illness or a hurt or a pain, physical pain. In your emotional body, it may show as a constant, repeating, destructive kind of pattern. I don't want to say that anger is a bad emotion. However, if you're constantly living in a state of anger, that's detrimental to your physical and emotional well-being, and therefore it is a blocked state. The emotion itself is not, but if it's constantly there and it's not allowed to flow freely and therefore also to disappear freely again, it can become a problem. Mentally, the same. So all of these, I prefer not to name anything specific, because when we name something, most of us already have preconceived ideas what that means. Therefore, I try to use language that is more open, and you either have no idea what it means, but you also, if I say, good example with this is, if you go to the doctor and the doctor says to you, you have cancer, you already have a very good preconceived idea about what cancer is, what happens, what the result is, and you're mainly in that moment get into a shock kind of state, because when a doctor says to you, you have cancer, the end result in your mind is, I'm gonna die. If the doctor would say to you, you have an energy block, completely different scenario. Could mean the same in that instant, but if he says you are having an energy block, you are still far more relaxed, and therefore you can also listen to solutions or to ideas how to release that energy block. So this was just an example about words and what they mean, and maybe using language that is less strong is not the right word. I'm trying to find the right word, but where we have less connotations and where we can be just open and see what happens. So blocked energy, problem, solution, flowing energy. When we are now connecting these two, that's when in that state of being grateful, connected with everything in light and information, being in the quantum field, being in our heart space, being grateful. There is a certain structure at the beginning to learn this, and later on you can do it in any way you like. Then the energy will start to flow again, and this blocked energy will start to be unblocked or to be transformed. Why do I love two-pointing so much? First of all, I personally am very aware if I am perceiving something as a problem, the original cause may be somewhere completely different. And I don't need to know. I don't need to unravel a story. I don't need to find out what it is. All I am aware of is that to every blocked energy, there are more layers, and I would like this energy to flow again into to this block to be released and the energy to flow. And how this unfolds in my body, in my emotions, in my mental capacities, I leave open. That's where the trust comes in. Trust in the universe, trust in this method, trust in yourself. As an example, if you experience, let's say, shoulder problems, always having shoulder problems, and one of the shoulders is hurting a lot. This is a physical pain. So the majority of us would say, I just go and go to the physio or go to the doctor or take a tablet for the pain to disappear. We would deal with the symptom. Underlying this shoulder pain usually is something else. Maybe it's on an emotional level. Maybe it's on the mental level. Maybe it's in a past life level, if that concept speaks to you. But there are different dimensions, different levels, and now I don't need to know where exactly the original cause is or the original problem is. I only know this is the symptoms I'm experiencing. I'm focusing on this and would like the energy to flow again. And often sometimes happens before the pain disappears. And then when the pain disappears, some other things are changing. So therefore, we are not to look at, is the pain still there? Is the pain still there? Instead, we open our perception and are looking at what is different? Do I have different thoughts towards a special person right now? Am I greeted in a different way when I go into a coffee shop? Is my stomach suddenly better? Am I feeling clearer in my mind? So we are looking at what is different. And by doing that, we release the constant focus on this and are open to understanding this is the result of something that happens on different levels. And the original cause may be somewhere completely different. And everything that is different then, we welcome. That's basically the first step of two-pointing. And then what I really like about two-pointing as such is the second place then is that we know everything is connected in the universe. We are part of the universe and we can ask for help, for resources as I call them. So we are asking, are there any resources that would be helpful for me to resolve this energy block? And then we integrate those resources. Again, we don't need to know what they are. We are just saying, are there any? And integrating them. And finally, we are connecting with that aspect of us that has already resolved it. You can call this aspect your future self. You can call it basically your future human body. You can also call it your wiser part, because on some level, in some dimension, because we are existing on different levels, this is already done. This is already resolved. And we are connecting with that aspect, and that is then helping us or guiding us and pulling us towards the right kind of way. So what does it do? It teaches us initially very much to really go inward, to trust ourselves and trust our intuition. Learning, for some it means learning actually to listen to your own intuition for the first time. Because most of the time we are just following the path of someone who instilled certain beliefs, certain ideas in us, whether it's our parents, our teachers, our grandparents, our culture, etc. And listening to you, to your soul, to your inner voice is one of the most important things we can learn. And the second part that I really like, your consciousness is expanding. By leaving solutions open, by not stating, oh, there's a problem and I think that is the perfect solution for us, so please connect the two. We are opening ourselves up to all the possibilities and all opportunities that are out there. And that means our perception is widening and widening, our consciousness is widening, and we are becoming more relaxed, more joyful. And when you are in that state, things are entering and you can see them and you can hear them with a clear mind, without being in fear, and just acknowledging, yes, this is right for me, or no, I don't want this, but without any massive judgment or without any particular fear and anxiety and panic. That's what two-pointing does. So much more, but this is just a little explanation to all of you who haven't heard of two-pointing and who might be interested in learning this magnificently simple method that I'm practicing now since 15 years. If you are, subscribe and let me know, and then we see what we can do. For now, I wish you a happy day, joyful smiles, and bye for now, until next time.